Hey sweet friends, welcome back to my channel, and today we're having a party, a fall decoupage party challenge, and we'll talk about that a little bit later in the video. So I received these lovely napkins. They look like birch wood from my sweet friend May, and I decided I would try to make some birch wood logs, and I'm going to use these three toilet paper or napkin rolls, this black paint, the white paint, some brown paint, and my napkins, and I have this piece of cardboard that I'm going to use as a tray, and then as you saw I have that moss I'm going to use also. So the first thing I needed to do was to get these napkins on my rolls, and how I'm going to do that is by cutting it down to size and using some Mod Podge and to get it to stick, and that's what I'm going to do, and then we'll move on to our next step. I want to close up the ends of my paper towel rolls, so I just cut up these little circles of cardboard, and I'm gonna hot glue that to the end of each of the rolls. So I'm just continuing on, adding a little bit of hot glue and adding the piece of cardboard to the end of each of these cardboard rolls, and then it'll look more like a log once I have the paper Mod Podge to the outside. And as you notice, one roll is longer than the other two, and they're just like stair stepped. I made them each a little smaller than the other one. So I'm just going to take the Mod Podge, rub it on the outside of the paper towel roll, and then I'm going to add the napkin to the outside. Okay, so this is what they look like when they're all done. So then I have a long one that's a little shorter, and then I have a small one. And I'm gonna take them and hot glue them to this cardboard tray. This is gonna be the base of, you know, this little seam that I'm making here. So I'm just gonna use a little bit of hot glue and hot glue the larger one on the bottom, the medium sized one in the front, and then I'll do the smaller one on the top. And this is what they look like when I have them all glued together. They just look like a little stack of logs, like burning on a fireplace. I thought I had the kind of little tea light with the fake wick on top, but I didn't. It's just like a little tiny bulb, but I'm going to use that. And what I'm going to do to make it look more like just not like a candle sitting on top of these little logs, I'm going to put some of that napkin around there too to make it look like a part of the log, so that it'll look a little better. And that's my little tea light, and that's what I did around the edges. And then I'm not going to glue it on there. I'm just going to gently sit it on there. And it's just a little tiny light that shows up, but it looks okay, I guess. So next I'm just going to hot glue some of this moss all the way around to completely cover up the cardboard. I'm going to use this type of moss and the moss that's green with the like pine cones and stuff in it. I'm going to use that kind of moss also. So the decoupage party, the host is May from Craft Away with May, and these are three powerhouse crafters, I must say. And there's Brenda from Rustic and Lace DIY, and Jenny from Lovely Moments Creating, and then me, At Home with Kay. Thank you for joining us today. Please check the description box below for the host channels and the playlist. So now I have all of these little cutting boards. And I'm going to do another one, and I decided to do this one sunflower. I'm going to use this sunflower napkin, the sunflower ribbon, the black chalkboard paint, and I was challenged this time to use a different adhesive, so I'm going to use that clear Elmer's glue and a glue stick to stick my napkin onto this cutting board. And so first I painted the cutting board white, and then I decided I wanted to paint it with the black chalkboard paint. So that's what I'm going to do next. So now while my cutting board is drying, I'm going to cut out my napkin, and I'm just going to try and cut all the way around this little flower pot as best as I can. And then I'm going to just glue it onto the cutting board. So now that I have my little design completely cut out, I'm just checking for placement, and then I am going to use the glue stick to glue it to the cutting board. And then to seal it, I'm going to use the clear Elmer's glue. Now the clear Elmer's glue, I noticed it doesn't, first of all, it doesn't dry as fast as Mod Podge, and it's a lot wetter than the Mod Podge. It's not really thick, it's more thinner, like watery. And then after it was dried, you know how Mod Podge, you kind of can't see it when it dries. I could still see where there was glue and where an area, because I didn't put glue all the way up the handle, and I could really tell that there was nothing there. But you know, it was fine because I'm gonna put a bow up there anyway. But it was different. It gave it more of a, it kind of faded the color out too, but it was okay. It will work. If you don't have Mod Podge, you can definitely use the clear glue. Okay, we're going to set this aside to dry, and I'll show you what it looks like at the end of the video. Then for my last DIY, I have these 3 picture frames. I wish I had 3 that were all the same, but I didn't. The black chalkboard paint, my Mod Podge, a large sunflower, this fabric from Dollar Tree, and then I had that tissue paper, but I didn't end up using that. So the first thing I'm going to do is take apart my picture frames. And then I'm going to, there's another color paint that I didn't show you and I forgot. It's a blue color that matches those little trucks on that fabric. I'm going to paint my frames that color. Yeah, this is the blue, I think it's called Seafoam by Deco Art. Really pretty. I don't know what it is about me and this blue paint lately, but I'm just really feeling the blue right now. But I'm just going to do 1 coat on all 3 of my picture frames, and then we'll move on to the next step. So now I want to do the middle frame a little different. I'm going to paint the glass with the black chalkboard paint so that I can glue the yellow sunflower onto the glass, and it'll have that black background. So I'm just going to add 1 coat of that chalkboard paint to the glass. So as we set that aside to dry, we're going to cut out the fabric, which is going to be on the glass of the other 2 picture frames. And I'm just going to use Mod Podge to adhere this fabric to the glass part of the other 2 frames. I'm just measuring out the glass. I'm going to trace around it. Then I'm going to cut out 2 pieces that match. Okay, so I'm gonna just take the Mod Podge and I'm gonna squeeze it onto the glass and cover it completely. And then I'm just gonna place the fabric on top. I'm not gonna put any Mod Podge on top of the fabric because it just didn't need it. Because this is just gonna be inside of a picture frame and it was just perfectly fine. Okay, so now I'm just gonna place the glass in the frames and add the stand back on. At first I was gonna try to glue the picture frames together, but because they were different frames, it wouldn't match up. So I'm just gonna have to sit them closely together with the stand on the back. Okay, and so this one I'm gonna take and put the black glass back in the frame, put the stand on the back, and then I'm just gonna add a little hot glue and hot glue that lovely sunflower on the front of the glass. All right, friends, remember to check out the description box below for all the excitement of the decoupage party. And here we are at the end of the video. This is my little, what should I call it? My birch logs, I guess. I think it turned out nicely. I put the pine cones and the green moss in there too. And I also used those little wood pieces that you get from Dollar Tree on the bottom of the tray to elevate it a little bit. And the candle on top, the LED candle, I think it works perfectly. I was gonna do 3 candles at the last before, but then I decided just to do the one. And I think it looks nice. And here is our cutting board, just simple. I've done these twice, I think 2 or 3 times on the channel, and you can't go wrong with these. You know, you can switch them up in so many different ways. And they look nice no matter what you do. But this one is sunflowers. I love the sunflower ribbon, and let me know what you guys think down in the comments if you like it or not. And here is our trio of frames. I think these are just lovely to sit on a shelf or to sit on a table. I think they're really beautiful. I love the blue against the yellow and the black and white. It's just perfect together. Let me know what you guys think. Which one of these were your favorite. Remember to check out the description box below for Craft Away with May, Brenda from Rustic and Lace DIY, and Jenny from Lovely Moments Creating. I'm sure you will not be disappointed. I'm so excited to see what they all came up with. This is a very exciting challenge, and I'm just glad to be a part of it. I'm so thankful that you guys tuned in today. And remember, when you can't find the sunshine, be the sunshine.